Welcome back to the Keiser Report. I'm Max Keiser. Bit of a break in the weather here in Belfast. Let's talk with Luke Rudkowski from wearechange.org. Luke, welcome back to the Keiser Report.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Well, we're seeing you all over the world. You've got your camera, you've got your spectacles that have the camera in the spectacles.
The Kissinger glasses.
The hoodwinked Henry Kissinger. You'd think he'd be a smart guy, but apparently he was totally hoodwinked by that. And that's available on YouTube as well, the video you did of Henry Kissinger. But tell us about what you just come back with a great story. We call it the Potemkin Village. Tell us about it, and then, well, let's play the video first. We'll cut to the video, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Let's cut to that video.
This is Luke Rudkowski reporting in very sunny and beautiful Belfast, Northern Ireland. And I didn't really believe it until I actually saw it myself. But because of the recent economic crisis, well, really because of the banksters looting the economy for their own personal benefit and creating a crisis, the government here in Northern Ireland has decided to spend over £2 million on this this fake storefront of a store that used to be here. I mean, instead of maybe doing something beneficial with tax-paying money, they put it on fake PR bullshit. I'm actually here with Matt, who's a local resident of the town. And Matt, I just really wanted to know, when you were walking past here or driving past here and saw these, what was your first reaction?
Well, I was just driving down in my car, and I thought one day last year, oh, cool, they've put some new shops here. That was really quick. I don't know how they did that so quickly. And then, like, I got out of my car and closer, and I walked over, and then I was, it doesn't look right here, you know, and it's really obviously fake, but, I mean, some people just driving past, like, could be fooled by it, but I know a lot of, like, my neighbors and stuff, they all think it's really stupid. Everyone else thinks it's really stupid. You could really invest that money, like, a lot better in actual economic businesses rather than these, like, plastic things that go in the front of just empty grey buildings.
£2 million. I mean, it's just They even have a guy here taking a photo here. I mean, are you happy with the way your money has been spent? People are just struggling to even survive, and instead of helping out local businesses, they put up fake local businesses. I mean, how do you feel about this?
I am not happy at all. Like, a lot of it's for show, with the G8 coming here and things like that. Like, it's not just here that they've done it. It's not just these two shops that you've shown. It's down there. There's another 4. Another block, there's another 4. Up there, there's loads as well. And then for Manor, where the G8 is, like, there's one town there that I heard something like 60% of the buildings there, or this, rather than actual businesses people can go to and shop in. Things like that. It blows my mind.
Insane. All the local businesses, all the middle class, lower class people are suffering. Their businesses are closing down, but yet they have money for this crap.
Wow, that says a whole lot. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it just shows you how the government tries to fix problems. They try to paint a nice public relations picture on it and just paint over it, literally in this case, instead of actually dealing with the problem. They spent over £2 million on these fake illustrations of shops, and the people there aren't fooled. My friend Matt, who took us there, who lives around there, told us, you know, he was driving there one day and he really thought for a second that he would have a new record store that he could go check out. He tried to walk in there and it's fake, and it's just insane seeing the mentality of the government. Instead of fixing the problem, instead of not giving all of our money to the banksters, instead of maybe helping out the local communities, helping out small businesses, they say, no, we're going to spend your money, tax-paying money, on the public relations, the look out of it, the aspect, the outside point of view of it, which is just ridiculous, and it doesn't solve anything. It's just them painting over the problems that we're facing here today.
I think the theory is that they want to have people confidence. They want to give people confidence that there's something actually happening, so they go out and spend more money and go further into debt. As you point out, that would have made more sense to spend money maybe redoing the infrastructure in some way as to create jobs that people can make real money and then buy the stuff in a real store.
Yeah, instead of just giving all of our money to the banker bailouts and just financing this economic crisis that has been created by them. It's just insane. I mean, it's public money. People should have a voice of where it goes to, and if it's going to this, people know it's fake. People aren't going to be fooled. The story's out there. It's just ludicrous, and people already know about it. There's no hiding the economic crisis that we're facing. There's no hiding all the economic turmoil that all of us are facing. You can't. It's impossible.
But the media is to some degree fooled by this. The mainstream media. Now, it reminds me when I first heard of the story back in World War II, when people from the United States or Britain would go visit Germany during height of the concentration camps, they of course would spruce them up, and they'd get kids in from out of town, and they'd be playing in the courtyard, and they would put on a show like, these are just fine camps for the children in fine schools. There's no problem here. And of course, they're hiding these concentration camps and the devastation. Same group of guys. J.P. Morgan was back then, J.P. Morgan today, same banksters, same bankers. And it's once again the same mentality that we can fool the world by putting up this Potemkin village, as some have called it.
Don't worry, everything's fine. The economy is going back. You know, the stores are reopening. Everything's perfectly fine. Don't worry. Don't be mad about what's happening with our government and the economy. It just paints this fake reality, this fake picture, and you do see the mainstream media do that. They're propping up all these fake fiat money currencies, and they're just trying to stay afloat, but they're still wintering in the water. It's still extremely fragile, and it's just ridiculous to see this fake picture painted of it.
Let's talk a little bit about Belfast now. The folks here are coming together. They're protesting against the G8. There's another world is possible. But when you talk to people here, they seem to be trapped between two extremes. Either they are totally anti-capitalist with a very narrow definition of what that means, or they're very pro-socialist with a definition of what even that means. Is it as relevant as that economic theory was or has been in the past? Because as many have said, I believe you have even said this, you know, if you're going towards socialism, you're arguing against big government to get even bigger government, right? Talk about that.
I mean, it sometimes boggles my mind to see these people calling for more government while saying the government is the problem. I think a lot of these protesters, they see what's happening now as real capitalism. They see this is how capitalism works. It's not. It's crony capitalism. It's fake capitalism. It's more of a plutocracy, a government run for and by the rich. That's what we're facing right now. Sadly, some of these people don't see it. They use very simple language, and they just paint capitalism as this big problem, and that's what they have to go after. And the answer is the total opposite of that, which is socialism. But they're missing the main point. It's government. It's government that's propping up this plutocracy. It's government who's going to be running socialism and communism and is going to have full control. And that's where we're slowly coming into. Full control, full dominance by government, controlling our lives, controlling where we could go, what we could do. I mean, even here, the people protesting here had to get permission and permits. As, you know, Stacy told me before, whenever you want to protest here, you have to ask the government, please, can we have a protest? Can we have a permission from the government? That's not freedom of speech. That's no freedom, and they're slowly taking that away. And some of the people here, I wish they would get it. I wish they would understand it. Some of them don't. I don't fault them, because it's very easy to just get into a group mentality, a group kind of thinking, collective thinking, instead of just looking at the problem outside and seeing, wait, throughout history, it's always been the government that has been propping up and helping out the few wealthy elites. And it's going to be that no matter if it's socialism or crony capitalism, which we have now. The
capitalist model has morphed or mutated so that there's a fusion of the big interest of government, the big interest of corporations, and you have the classic definition of fascism.
Yeah, and they're getting away with murder. I mean, HSBC, financing drug cartels, financing the murder of local innocent people in Mexico. What happens to them? They get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, 60,000 Mexicans beheaded because of HSB money laundering. A little slap on the wrist.
People like Jeremy Hammond, the hacker who hacked into Stratford, releases public documents for the public knowledge of everyone, showing how a private company is spying on activists and journalists. He goes to jail for 10 years. He just pleaded guilty to the charges because he was facing 35 years. I mean, look what happened to Aaron Swartz, even Weave, the famous hacker. I mean, it's just, you just see the double standards right in your face. If you
Aaron Swartz, you know, just to fill it in there, give some context, you know, hounded to death by the MPAA.
FBI watching him, surveilling him, watching his family, recording everything he did.
Faced 34 years in Gulag, American Gulag.
35 to life.
And killed himself, essentially.
For releasing books and documents from colleges and making them public so the people could benefit off them. So you see this total hypocrisy of people who release information and free information and provide it to everybody. Those are the people who are going to go to jail. The people who are actually doing the illegal actions, helping mass murderers, helping drug cartels, if you have enough money, you'll be fine. You'll be good. And those people are sent free or are walking free today, which just shows you the double standards of this crony capitalism system that we're living
I don't know
in.
if you know William Bonsai 7, but he's an online artist. He's a kind of a financial artist, and he got a takedown notice from the MPAA, from essentially the copyright cartel, because of his reference to NSA in one of his works. NSA claiming through the copyright cartel that they own the copyright for those 3 letters, and he can't use it in a work of art.
That's just insane. I mean, that is right? Just shows you what's happening here today. It's not what it should be. It's not what the people here are understanding. It's the total opposite of it, and government lies with that,
All right, let's talk about if socialism and ultra-socialism or capitalism and fascism are 2 extremes and they're not working anymore. There's a kind of a model that is emerging. Let's call it, for the sake of needing a name, let's call it networkism or social networkism. And of course, you are in this because you are here, but a lot of it's crowd-funded or contributions, donations. So you're using the element of a societal contribution. However, you're here, and obviously We Are Changed and others are relying on of a commercial interest. So it's kind of a fusion of the 2. So we got about a minute left. Just talk about how you are leveraging some of these aspects to bring journalism, unfiltered, unembedded journalism to the people.
To me, right now, in this day and age, we have the mainstream media, which is controlled by 6 conglomerates. Alternative media, the tools are there. The truth is literally in your hands. It's in your cell phone. It's just
keep talking,
all
keep
of us
talking.
Who take it out there
Keep talking,
and
Luke.
expose what's happening and
keep
show
going.
the world what's
Tell
happening.
The people. Tell the
and
people.
It's all about we all have to take it within ourselves to take responsibility and show the people exactly what's happening. We could do that right now. The technology is there. If people like what they're seeing, they support it. If they don't, we wouldn't be here in Belfast reporting for you live, unedited, showing you exactly what's happening.
So the website is wearechange.org?
Wearechange.org. The YouTube channel is the best thing to do if you want to check out all the videos. And we're going to be doing this all over Europe.
Can't wait.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being on the Keiser Report.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Keiser Report with me, Max Keiser, and Stacy Herbert. I want to thank my guest, Luke Rudkowski of wearechange.org. If you want to send me an email, please do so at keiserreport@rttv.ru. Until next time, Max Keiser saying bye, y'all.